Hi Taurus, welcome to your mid-month reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of October, as usual, I have a special sales offer available, and for this month it's a love special, and it's called A Ring, inspired in this partnership-oriented Libra season we are on. If you would like to know more details about that special offer or any other of my services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Taurus, it does feel like there might be a situation during this time that is bringing about a lot of intensity that even could be felt like physically. You could have sensations that are a little bit, difficult to handle or manage. It could be like you're really being almost like feeling assaulted by an energy that is beyond your comprehension, objective comprehension, because you might not be having any type of health concern, but your body is responding to an energy that feels very intense, and it has a lot to deal with this healing, this transformation that some of you are undergoing. So basically there's a feeling of a huge rebirth, almost like the phoenix rising from the ashes experience during this time, that it's bringing a lot of intensity to the surface. So things that have been perhaps more things that, feelings and thoughts and emotions and situations that have to deal with the Three of Swords. So they have to deal with where you have been heartbroken, sad, disappointed, feeling betrayed, feeling, really frustrated. Something that has, defined or impacted your heart space for some time, because the Three of Swords very rarely is a new energy. So it's something that created basic heartbreak for you some time ago. And there's a huge chance, because the Three of Swords is the opportunity during this time, there's a huge chance that there's this rebirth happening in particular concerning the heart space, where from Sacred Fire, which is very interesting, is the energy you have here in this oracle card with this card, which is called Sacred Fire, Passion, and spontaneous feeling. There's a feeling like whatever feelings are rising, even if they are discomfortable, even if they are sometimes very hard for some of you to handle and deal with, they are working for a good cause. There's this principle of evolution that some of you are being called to, where you are going to rise in a way where you're much more passionately connected with your vocation, with your relationships, with everything in your life that you want to manifest, that you want to bring more about into the table. Because there's also this feeling of some of you Taurus wanting to really bring a lot of stuff to the table. So you are almost like, wanting to gather resources from multiple places to grant abundance, to grant safety and security, to grant comfort, to grant that energy of more, it feels like some of you want more of everything. And the thing is, through this transformation and this rebirth that some of you are experiencing, even though it might not be the easiest times, the most calm time, the time where you feel more balanced, it's like that, that fuel that is going to actually help you get there, get to that wish, get to that desire, having just much more in your life. Some of you have been conforming, or you have been in a phase where you have been conforming with your pain, with your sorrows, with didn't work out well with your past, like living in a life that was too defined by the past, like what happened in the past as a continuation of what you see your future to be looking like. So if you have the huge relationship disappointment, feeling like you will never find anything besides that, so looking at new options and new situations with that same filter, or this inability to forgive something or someone has caused delays in you bringing about better love or a reconciliation or a renewal of bonds where both would be connected in a much more integrated state. It feels like for some of you, Taurus, there has been some sense of love triangles or third party situations that were really hard to deal, very heartbreaking. I feel like some of you, Taurus, either you are being called as well to surrender and finally forgive something or someone, or someone is experiencing this towards you as well, like the need to forgive you, the need to call to you, the need to overcome the situation and transform from it. And it's like a shared energy. It's like two phoenixes rising from the same fire, basically. It's a very intense energy for some of you. So for you, Taurus, there's a feeling like you and your love life is also very out of the ordinary kind of dynamic and experiences during this time. There's this huge spiritual component to it. It's like a little bit out of your reach, out of your hands. It's purposeful. It's filled with meaning, but it's not the easiest of energies to deal with. It's like a too intense feeling to handle, that it's divided by two. I feel like if some of you, if you are being called to forgive during this time, and it could be that this calling to forgive something or someone, it's due to the fact that there's this new sense of passion that it's being triggered and stimulated in you. So it's like from passion, from fire, right, rises love, rises a new chance to forgive and let go and look forward to tomorrow. From something challenging, you have a glimpse into your future where there's more of that connection with fire, with passion, with stimulation, with the will. It's almost like the energy of like this will to live fully, not just partially. I feel like some of you have been only living situations like partially due to this hard, like handicapped situation. You have been living partially, and even for Taurus, that this is not about love. Even in your work, again, your work life, your partnerships of your partnerships that have to deal with work, so collaborations and teamwork, your contacts, the way you have been able to work with others have been compromised. The results you want to bring about in terms of money and work has been compromised with this situation that I'm speaking of. And it's also this challenge that it still remains during mid-October. You have the Three of Pentacles with the Purification card. So there's a lot of shedding, again, through heat that is going on. It's like some of you could benefit from therapies like sauna, hot yoga, I'm sorry, things that help us release from sweat. Some of you could be, feeling like this, you're almost like something, a feeling, an experience in mid-October where you're feeling like you're burning alive, and it might be very hard to sometimes feel that way, like you're feeling like you're so on edge and hot and consumed by something. You might, for some of you, might not even know what it is. For others of you, you will kind of reach the awareness right away, because for Taurus that are more aware of your own complexities and the process you have been in, I feel like you will be understanding what this work is really about, because it does not feel as something new. It feels as something that has been delayed, and almost like, also again, there's this degrading effect. Your strength, your power, your creativity, again, your life has been, or aspects that are very important to it, has been again degrading. And this is about rising from where there has been rising from where there has been just like energy of disintegration and destruction and nothingness, bringing from nothingness everything. I keep getting a feeling like there has been this black hole some of you have been trapped in, and suddenly there's a force pushing some of you out of it, and you're starting to see colors and shapes and energies and landscapes and everything that differs quite a lot from that constant feeling of nothingness. So for some of you Taurus that have been in this depression state, or there's a feeling of a depression drunkenness, so there's a feeling of really being moving in circles, right, in an energy of darkness, of shadow, complete shadow. And now it's like this feeling of you're taken out of it, and the adaptation to that, even if it's a very good reason, the adaptation to that new life that suddenly is bright and colorful and filled with potential and possibilities, it could be that it's the adaptation phase to something positive that is also triggering some of you Taurus to feel so much, edge and anxiety, and just a constant edge feeling. The good thing is that, again, as your advice, you have the abundance card. If this card is about manifesting our ideas and our needs that deal with the material world, and you have the 7 of Wands with it. So keep fighting to bring about more, particularly in terms of money, finances, or anything you want to add more into your life that would grant you more comfort, more stability. It feels like some of you really need, the advice is to keep pushing it, to not be again taken by an energy that puts you down. Actually being it's almost like this feeling of own your power, Taurus. This is all about that, owning your power, which is immense, but some of you have not been connected with it. You have lost track, or you have felt quite disempowered for so much time that you don't know how to tap into that energy that fights, right? That it's like pushing against obstacle, pushing against haters, pushing against anything that is keeping you from attracting and bringing into your life the abundance and the love you deserve. So your advice is to put the boundaries and to put the no's in the places that you need to, and to allow and say yes and invite in where you need to as well, because there's that feeling of too much resistance or too much acceptance, and you need to find this middle ground between these two energies, so you're not so easily taken out of, again, a state of balance that is already very delicate here. It's already very fragile. So from passion, from desire, you're actually emerging more powerful, more strong, more capable and ready to attract good things and to bring about good things into your life. You might feel sometimes during mid-October that you're like losing it, or like you don't really know what's going on, but there's this process of healing. It's like time. Also here, there's a feeling of time, like the time has come to really take you out of that, and either you wanting it or not wanting it, there's a feeling like your heart is like being taken out, right? The spaces in your heart, things of your heart are being pushed out to be cleared, to be transformed, and so put back with much more passion, with much more availability to connect in a different state, because it feels like for some of you Taurus, it has a lot to deal with connection with yourself, with others, because it feels like even with work and people you work with or you have intended to, things have not been the most easy, you know? It feels like you're manifesting something here that will join um, you and someone else's or other people's energy just the right way, you know, where there has not been that integration of energy to bring about results. Now there's this configuration that would allow you and others to work beautifully. So I hope you have a great mid-month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.